coverage of the NFL has brought us to Space City and NRG Stadium, right next to where the old Astrodome sits, here in Houston, Texas. Well, somebody has got to get that first win of the season. It's a battle of 0-3 teams as we're away in Week 4. And this will be a touchback, so we're going to need our first snap to see the first action of this game. All right, let's get this show on the road. It is 1st and 10. They run. It's the rookie from UCLA. And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs. Offense in the hurry up here. Going to the ground again on first. We'll cobble together a yard there. That stop coming from Henry To'oto'o. Manages just a yard on first down. Now it's going to be 2nd and 9. From the shotgun, Lawrence. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. You go middle of the field against zone coverage, Brock. You know this firsthand. You want to throw it into rush hour. And there aren't a lot of easy completions to be found in that part of the field.
Yeah, and a lot of those throws, Kate, you're signing your guy up to take some sort of hit. It's on you to protect your guys. Credit that defense for flying around and making the play.
No connection on the last play, and now it's 3rd down. Timeout coming from the Texans. That's their first. And after using an early one, 2 left for him to spend. Last pass unsuccessful, and they have 3rd down here. Lawrence working from the gun. That pass caught by Strange. And he's taken down directly on that 43-yard line. A nice gain of 13 yards as it brings up a first down.
I'm not sure how this defense let that guy slip through him like that. On 3rd down, nonetheless, he took that snap as an opportunity. And man, did he make an impact play.
First down throw, Lawrence. Throwing deep for the end zone. And he's got it. That's a layout for it, but touchdown. The Blues take a 6-0 lead on their opening drive. Cam Little to try the extra points. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Blues will jump out to a 7-0 lead. On now is Cook to kick this away. Here's Trayvon Smith with the return. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Running for the first time with Joe Mixon, who swarms in the middle. This gets maybe a yard. That's Matthew Judon in on the tackle. Only gets a yard there to make it 2nd and 9.
Okay, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
Here we go, 2nd and 9. Complete to Dell. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
That's just great instincts. Go air it out on 2nd down rather than just play conservative and run it. They hit a weak point in the coverage and don't need to worry about 3rd down at all.
Here's Stroud on 1st and 10. Well, the pressure nearly got to him, but still a good play defensively as that one falls incomplete.
And this is why scouts talk about a player's closing speed, Kate. You know, once he senses the pressure, he's getting rid of that ball. It takes a player who can close quickly to get to him before it's released. And that sure altered the throw.
Tony.
Second and 10, strap the throw. Gets this one into the hands of Christian Kirk. And they're going to bring him down just on the other side of midfield. That play gains 15, and it moves the sticks. First and 10 from a yard shy of midfield. Staying between the tackles with Mixon. And he's able to work this down to the 41. Call it 9 yards. Looks like a first for a moment. It's 2nd and 1.
Some backs are easier to tackle than others. Some, well, they just choose violence. They look for those opportunities to bust through tackles and keep those legs pumping.
It's Mixon on 2nd down. And he's dropped just short of the marker, maybe a yard away.
The offensive group really hoped he was going to get it all right there, reset it back to first down. But instead, the defense, they're not going to let anything come easy. And their fight is giving them a chance to stall things out on the 3rd and short.
Third down, Mixon gets the ball's out. The ball's out. He lost it. Oh, and they get it back. The play's still live. That goes as a 4-yard pickup, and it gets him a first down.
Here we go. Let's go.
A give to Mixon up the middle. And he's got a decent gain before being brought down. It's a 4-yard pickup, and that's going to bring up 2nd and 6.
That is just a good, solid run right there. I know, that's pretty basic commentary, but sometimes football can be basic. It keeps you on schedule, that kind of yards per carry, and you move the sticks.
From the 32. He sends this one to the end zone. And oh, he got it. Interception. That is Lewis Seen.
Not a lot of one-play swings bigger than that one right there. That throw looked destined for 6, and instead, well, it gets intercepted by the defense. The only way to get bigger is if he somehow returned it 100-plus yards for 6 the other way. But what a gigantic swing of emotion.
They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Here's the one back on the handoff. And he's not going to escape. They could not get the push they needed. That's going to be a safety. And it wasn't a touchdown or a field goal, Brock, but hey, points are points. And their first points of the game come on that there safety.
You'll take them any way you can get them in this league, Kate, right? And if the defense has got to score, and they've got to continue to score, that is just fine, because that is a breath of fresh air on that sideline and hopefully a bit of a kickstarter for the offense as well.
Ball at the 33 for first down. They'll begin with a run by Mixon. And the push forward doesn't get beyond the line. Devin Lloyd on the tackle. Call it no gain on that run, and they face 2nd and 10.
When one defender failed, well, his buddy was there to swarm to the ball and make that play just as it gets to the line of scrimmage.
2nd and 10, need to get some positive yardage here. Operating from the gun, it's Stroud. It's another first half mistake. He's intercepted again. That is Lewis Seen. Okay, Brock, now back-to-back drives where they have picked him off. That's got to be a worrying trend for these coaches who know how integral the passing game is to their game plan and their success.
Those poker players, the best of them, when they figure out a tell, they know exactly how to beat their opponent. This defense right now, they're reading this quarterback like a book.
And they're going to haul him down just shy of the 40. Give him 15 yards on the pickup there. And it sets up first down.
You know, Kate, you'll find teams go to this crossing route concept sometimes a dozen times a game. And a lot of times it's for shorter yardage, but sometimes things break in the right coverage for a much bigger impact play, just like that.
On 1st and 10, here's Lawrence. Hauled in by Gray. And he's able to get this to the 32 before going down.
Good luck defending that short yardage slant. Just not going to happen. There's a reason this is a go-to play for just about any quarterback in every situation.
Here's 2nd and 2. Headed out right. He's got it deep downfield. And he's brought down real close to that goal line at the 1. 1 quarter down in this all-AFC South contest. Neither side separating much so far. We'll make our return to NRG Stadium after this. Welcome back. We're all set to start the second. Offense already out to resume its drive. They've got 1st and goal to work with. Runs it in for the touchdown. The Blues pick it off and get points on the ensuing drive. On is Little for the extra point. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Blues push the lead up to 12. On now is Cook to kick this away. Return coming from the 6. This return makes it up to the 25. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10.
On the quick, right?
Drive starts with a quick throw left, complete. And they'll manage to contain him after about a 6-yard pickup. Tackled there by Jordan Lewis.
That is the epitome of staying on schedule. That kind of completion right there on 1st down. Well, it opens up the entirety of the playbook for 2nd down. The 3rd and short in your back pocket and get even more aggressive and take that shot.
After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. On the option, here's Mixon. And he's still looking for the play that sparks the ground game as that one stopped for a loss.
What was supposed to move the chains or at least make 3rd down easier to handle instead? Well, did the exact opposite here, Kate. It now makes this 3rd down a whole lot trickier to figure out.
They come to the line here, and this is 3rd and 6.
All right.
Shotgun now for Stroud. He's got him. That's Mixon. And this one's brought to a halt at about the 36-yard line. A 70-yard pickup, and it moves the chains.
You're not going to last long in the National Football League if you don't convert a good chunk of your 3rd downs. Nice find there to continue the series.
Look at hot.
Stroud throwing here on 1st. And it's picked off, but, oh, yep, pretty clear he was out of bounds, so no interception, incomplete. He was hoping to get it to Tank Dell there. So it's second down coming up.
The best of the best, they just have this intuition, Kate. They know where the boundary is without looking. This receiver's not quite at that level yet. He lost track of where he was, and he brought it in. Out of bounds.
Runs into traffic and hits a wall. No gain. Chad Muma there to bring him down. No gain on the play, and they still need 10 now on third down.
These linebackers of today, they are so quick. They're so twitchy. You don't get a body on them in a hurry, they're going to stick you right at the line of scrimmage.
Third and 10. Can this offense get it done?
All right.
From the gun, Stroud. Caught him deep behind the line. Oh, the ball is out. It's picked up by the defense. And they limit the damage on the return, but it is still a turnover.
You know what separates good defenses from great? Good defenses find a way to get off the field. Great defenses find a way to take the ball away. What a great play to set their offense up with some mojo.
First and 10, it's Lawrence. And oh, someone stepped in. It's intercepted. Henry To'o comes up with it. And the Texans, they're going to have it. And he's going to hang on to that football. That's his first career interception.
I can still hear the ball all the way up in the booth. That's what that whole defense screams after an interception, and you see everybody getting involved. That nearly went for a house call. Just an incredible effort by that offense to run it down. But even with that, they will take that Okie any day. What a huge pick in return for that defense.
Nixon has nothing on that run. They stand strong and stop him at the 2.
Okay, all right. There's a little progress on first and goal. You keep it safe, you push a little closer, and now you're set up for what you want to do on second down.
Again, they give to Mixon. And once again, he doesn't manage much before getting brought down. He manages a couple, and they are right on the verge of it. Third and goal from the 1.
Well, you haven't given up the goal line yet, but this offense is moving closer and closer. Now might be the time defensively to get a little more aggressive. Try to stick them with the loss and make a difficult fourth down decision.
They've held him out twice. Here we go. Third and goal.
Here we go.
Left side gets it out quick, and it's caught. Touchdown, Houston. No hesitation on that throw. He got the guy he wanted right away, and he got it to him for the touchdown.
You know, it's great, Kate, to draw plays that have all sorts of different options, but it's even better when you don't have to get to your second read. His first broke open just like they planned, and that's 6 in the end.
Here's Kaimi Fairbairn on for the extra point. The point after splits the uprights. And the Texans trim the deficit down to 5. So after making this a 5-point ball game, they kick it off. So new kickoff rules. This is going to come out to the 30, not the 25 on the touchback. Offense ready to begin this drive. First and 10.
Let's go. Done.
Putting a receiver in motion. looking to throw here and shake off that previous INT. Dumps it off to his running back. And he's just spinning his wheels, man, this entire first half. They drop him behind the line.
Well, if they were concerned about losing yards, running it on first down, it just happened anyway. Not many passes end in a loss. Hopefully they got a little more aggressive strategy coming here on second down.
A tight end in motion now. Lawrence now off the play action. This has been a trend, yet another interception. Jimmy Ward has it. And the Texans will take over as he records his first interception of our season.
Well, that's not his second time that he's put his defense into a spot. That's a hard thing about playing quarterback, Kate. You know, with these interceptions and now the second on the day, you're asking your defense again to step up to another series, another possession, another challenge. This quarterback's got to start protecting the football.
First and 10, are on to Mixon. And they're on him after about a 2-yard gain. Chad Muma there to bring him down. He gets a couple on first, and they'll come up 2nd and 8.
I think one thing you learn, Kate, when you transition from college to the NFL, not every run is going to be a big play. Some of them, well, they're just destined to end in a minimal gain, and some of them will set up that critical play action for later.
11. Look the hot.
2nd and 8. Has a man, Dalton Schultz. He picks up 15 on the play. And the Texans are going to have a first down. We've hit the 2-minute warning now at NRG. And it's the Texans looking at 1st and 10.
Tony. Hey, south. Look the hot.
Throwing is Stroud. And the defender comes away with it. Darnell Savage with a pick. Along the right sideline, there's space. And he makes the Hush go. It's a touchdown on the pick six. I don't know about you, Brock, but I can almost feel them going through the 5 stages of grief over on that sideline, watching their would-be touchdown pass in 6 points return the entire way to the opposite end zone for 6 on the other side of the board.
You just don't really believe it's happening until he's, 30, 40 yards into his return. Then you're just powerless. Kate, just over 40 times.
Oh, brother, it's another interception. Picked off by Derek Stingley Jr. 50. 30. And that is 2 points the other way as he takes the pick the entire way back. Well, Brock, hopefully some short memories on offense as they get it right back here on the kickoff after that pick six. This one's fielded at the 4-yard line. And pretty solid field position starting out here, Brock. He's tackled at the 29. They're out and set. 1st and 10.
Here we go.
Putting one of the tight ends in motion right. Running it with Mixon. And this defense offering no room at all up the gut there. No gain. Josh Hines-Allen, that time to haul him down.
As that linebacker makes that tackle right in the middle of the field, all I'm thinking about right now, Kate's training camp. Because that's the middle drill right there. That is textbook. What you do in training camp, coming to life when it matters.
2nd and 10. Need to get some positive yardage here.
All right.
This is pushed ahead for a gain of 5. Stopped by Foye Oluoku. There's 5 on that play. They need 5 more now on 3rd down.
That run's not going to turn many heads, but at the end of the year, I promise you, if you average over 5 yards a run, you're going to be a Pro Bowler.
Timeout taken by the defense. Their second. And they'll take a moment to ponder what the call's going to be on 3rd down. Back to throw. Stroud. Just got it away before the hit, but it doesn't matter. It's incomplete. 4th down coming up.
This is why we hear about closing speed so often when you evaluate players. You know, once he senses the pressure, he's getting rid of that ball. It takes a player who can close quickly to get to him before it's released and alter that throw.
Punt team is on now, and they get this away. And a nice return out of him. They have it a little further up, past their own 30. He picks up 16 on the good return. And it's going to be their football coming up. They've got 1st down from the 31. Out of the gun, Lawrence. He had it for a moment, but a complete defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete.
Well, that was almost one of those nice chunk plays you like to see in the NFL, Kate, before he was able to recover and provide the hit and ultimately dislodge the football. You like to see that physical edge and scrappiness to contest any kind of shot plays down the field.
Launches one deep downfield. Really pushing the envelope on 2nd down, but the deep shot doesn't work.
There's the importance of staying in phase as a defender. He was all over him in coverage, and that really did help force the incompletion.
So after that prior incompletion, we've got 3rd down. The defense takes its 3rd and final timeout. And that's all they've got for what little remains of this half. No connection on the last play, and now it's 3rd down. Here's Lawrence to throw. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. A quick 3 plays, Brock, and we have arrived at 4th down just like that as he comes through with some contact to break up what looked like a catch.
Hey, guess what, Kate? These guys aren't getting paid by the down defensively. They want to get themselves off the field in as few snaps as possible, and there was no way they were letting this drive extend beyond the 3 and out.
That punt finishes as a 60-yard effort. And it's going to be Texans football. Just over 30 seconds left in the half as they come to the line.
Mikey Texas. Okay, let's make some big plays today. Come on. Buggy. Take it to him. Got the momentum, offense. Got him up here. Red.
1st down, Stroud. Oh, put some heat on this deep. Oh, no, they get him yet again. completion.
You know what this is, Kate? This is the practice field coming to life. Really on both sides of the ball. Right, you watch defensive coaches preach all the time when they work on these returns to get to the near sideline, everybody to get a block. And then for those offensive players to show the effort to go chase that down so it's not a pick six. Yeah, it stinks for the offense, but that was the practice field.
And in for the touchdown.
Can't we score?
Offense not going anywhere. They want two.
Kick. Rip, 23.
Now Lawrence on the play fake. And he's got a man. Complete. And he goes out of bounds. Wow, major miscue there. And they're not going to get two. On now is Cook to kick this away. This return starts at the 5. And he's brought down just inside the 25 on the return. Only 10 seconds remaining here, so 1st and 10 may be our last snap of the half.
Let's go, O. 11. Let's go, O. Let's get some yards, boys. Hey, south. This is our goal.
Looking to throw. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. Just before halftime, we get a timeout taken.
Taking a look at that scoreboard, and you just can't backwards. If you're going to close this gap, you've got to stay on schedule. I've had a hard time doing so with a double-digit deficit.
All right.
Looks like that last play convinces them to keep this one on the ground. And he rips off good yardage, but it will not move the chains. So we're through 2 quarters now, still a half of football to be played. We'll be back with more of the NFL on EA Sports. Welcome back, everybody. Kate Scott, Brock Heward with you as we're about set to begin the 3rd quarter. On now is Cook to kick this away. Starting from the 5. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10.
All right.
Out of the shotgun, a give to Mixon. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs.
Offensive coordinators tell us all the time, big runs only happen with coordinated efforts. Great blocking to spring up. Guys hitting blocks downfield, and a back who can show off his wheels.
Great start to the drive. They're up in the neighborhood of midfield after just one play. First down, and they go right back to him. And he's able to power this forward, but they stop him after 2 yards.
You know, not a ton of yards, but still showing that commitment to the ground game. The type of run that keeps the defense from loading up in coverage and focusing entirely on that passing game.
8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this 2nd down. From the 47. Off his back foot, hurling this deep. And they pick him off again. That is Lewis Seen. Off to the races, middle of the field. And it's a pick six as he runs it in for the touchdown. On is Little for the extra point. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Blues grow the lead now to 22 points. A quick chance at redemption after that pick six as it's sent away. Has this at the 6. And he manages the 35 before they can stop him. The Texans set up nicely as they come up to the line, 1st and 10. Looking to throw, Stroud. Has his man, it's Mixon. We'll have him gain up about a handful there. Stopped by Foye Oluokun.
Every once in a while, it's fine to be conservative on 1st down, especially when you get enough to stay on schedule and get a little something coming out of it, too.
Halfway to the marker, it's 2nd and 5.
Here we go. 12.
Running with Mixon out of the gun. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
I know from the position of the quarterback, Kate, sometimes you hand that ball, you put it in the belly of the running back, and you send him right into the teeth of a buzzsaw. You can feel it from the jump, and that call from the defense, well, it came at the perfect time.
Let's see what they draw up on this 3rd and 7.
Here we go.
Steamroller, baby! Keep the ball moving. No mistakes out there, offense.
Hey, uno.
Stroud. He lets one fly deep downfield. And they really went for it on 3rd down, didn't they? But the heave falls incomplete. Now they're facing 4th down.
I think it's fair to say, in the eye in the sky deadline, without that ball being tipped, we were looking at a big game. A missed opportunity to push their offense and a great play on the other side to deny the throw.
Stroud now on 4th down. Into the hands of Schultz. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain at 1st down. One of the biggest plays of the game, and it comes on a 4th down gamble. Here's 1st and 10 from the 34.
Rob it. Hey, uno. Hey, uno more.
Operating from the gun, it's Stroud. Catches made down the right sideline. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of down. They rip off a big chunk of field and it sets him up with 1st and goal.
That is what elite offenses are all about. Why worry about 3 downs when you need only 1? Move the chains in one play and keep driving that defense backwards.
4 downs now to get in. Here's 1st and goal.
Oh,
They're going to run here. It's Mixon. Has the Houston touchdown. The Texans shrinking the lead some in the 3rd. It's a Joe Mixon touchdown. Well, he found himself some space to work, and from there, all athleticism as he made his way in for 6.
You know, you run the ball down in the red zone, Kate, you're not always thinking touchdowns, right? Space is so hard to come by. But you're exactly right. His athleticism, his explosion, his speed, it puts 6 on the board for the offense.
So now the Texans decide not to pull the offense. They're not kicking. They're going for 2. Ooh, and he can't shake the defense. They track him down to the backfield, and this 2-point attempt fails. Fairbairn has it all set up for the kickoff. So new kickoff rules. This is going to come out to the 30, not the 25 on the touchback. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Out of the shotgun, they'll give it to him inside. He's forward, gets a couple of yards. Kamari Lassiter getting up there to make the stop. 2 on the pickup there, and it's going to be 2nd and 8.
You know, they got some positive yards. That's a good thing. But too many plays like that, it just is too hard to pile together, get first downs against the better defenses in this league.
From the 32. Taking a shot deep down the field it goes. Had the window to go deep, but just couldn't make it happen. Now it's 3rd down.
Well covered on that play. Really not a large window for him to sneak that throw in.
Last pass unsuccessful, and they have 3rd down here. Lawrence working from the gun. It's incomplete. Should have been a catch downfield, but off his hands and to the ground it goes. It was there, just couldn't corral it. So that brings up 4th and long. The Blues out to get a boot into this one. And he's getting the call for the 2nd time this game. Went for 48 with his first kick, and this one looks even better. Broke through the tackle. And before that return amounts to much, they bring him down. That punt goes 63 yards. And they're going to take over possession. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10.
All right.
Going right side, mixing with it. And it's a nice little chunk here, 6 yards. Stopped by Foye Oluoku. Give him around 6. That's going to make it 2nd and 4.
You gain that kind of yardage in the run game, and you're going to gain the trust of your offensive coordinator. Plays like that, runs like that, set the table for everything else in the playbook.
And he's swallowed up in the middle. No gain on the run. Cadwilla there to bring him down. They'll need 4 to convert now after no gain on 2nd down.
You want to see the term read and react with a little video in the football dictionary? That's it.
Chance to move the chains here on 3rd and 4.
Why, Tony?
Here's Stroud now. And they pick him off again. Foye Oluoku with the pick. And the Blues will take over as he records his first interception of our season.
That throw has got to be the last we've seen of him this contest. I'm just not sure how they leave him in when the defense is clearly all over whatever he's trying to throw. The amount of frustration he is feeling is only going to lead to additional miscues. Please, for the love of God, take this man out.
And the connection made in the end zone. Touchdown! The Blues parlay the interception into points. Well, they certainly wasted no time in making that turnover hurt even more. They looked to the end zone on the very first play, Brock, and they connected.
You know, Kate, I love it. It was an ambush to begin the drive. They attacked that end zone against a defense who was out there on short notice and not ready for that sudden change they talk about.
On now is Cook to kick this away. Fielded at the 7. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10.
On the quick, right?
Trying to shake off the interception. He's looking to throw. Jump off caught by his back.
Kate, I don't know why every once in a while I'll get these little flashbacks, but a little play like that just flashes me back to the preseason, my first preseason. And one of the veteran QBs said, hey, Brock, whatever you do, just find completions. You will never go broke taking a profit. Go get a completion. They're at a premium in this league.
8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this 2nd down.
Already.
From the 28. Pass caught by Mixon. And he's going to bring it up to the 40-yard line before he stops. Pickup of 12 on that play. And it sets up a Houston first.
To this day, I can still see the faces of the big guys in there. When you call a screen like that, instead of them just getting knocked backwards, they get to be salesmen. They get to push those linemen downfield and then tee off and go hit somebody like they did right there.
Now the give to Mixon. And he'll bowl his way ahead for a 4-yard pickup.
He'll expect more from himself on those type of plays, but there is nobody that's going to complain about that one. If you can do math, 4 plus 4 plus 4 equals a 1st down.
South. Look to hot.
So we're through 3 here. It's the Texans with the football and a chance to do a little window dressing here in the 4th.
Like a steamroller, baby!
2nd and 6 coming up here.
Like the Texans.
Shotgun now for Stroud. He's trying to lay it in deep along the right sideline. Really pushing the envelope on 2nd down, but the deep shot doesn't work.
Well, the QB right there, he put it pretty close to the sidelines to begin with. And the defender, well, that was a nice job. Just simply put a hand out there and let me just encourage the ball to fall incomplete.
Throwing on 3rd down, Stroud. He's got it. That's Mixon. And this one doesn't go far.
You can earn your money in the NFL in all sorts of different ways, but defensively, in a league where you're just not hitting as much in training camp, you're not tackling as much as they got to in the old days, when you can make a play in the open field, keep them short like that, I promise you some money will follow.
4th and 3, drive on the line.
Here we go. Buggy.
From the gun, Stroud. Throw caught by his running back. And he made a bid for midfield there, but stopped on his own side at the 49. And they drag him down just in time. He's shy of that marker. We've got a turnover on downs. 1st and 10 from a yard shy of midfield. Here's Travis Etienne on the ground. And they beat him to the edge. That run stopped back at the line. No gain there that time, and it's 2nd and 10. Lawrence in the pistol. And he just got it away before the hit, but the pass winds up incomplete. It's going to be 3rd down. offense now. Off the play. Caught him deep behind the line. Oh, the ball is out. And the Texans grab it. And Houston returns this to the end zone. Touchdown. The Texans putting up points in a game decided. Like a freight train leaving the station after scooping off that fumble. Oh, he got moving on his way to the end zone, Brock. Nice hustle from the big man.
Is there anything more fun than seeing these big old human beings get their chance to get on a scoreboard? You see how it just ignites everybody.
Here we go. Love it.
Let's get this point.
Hey, uno.
He's throwing for it. Bails out of the pocket quick. And he reaches the end zone on that two-point try, Brock. This is going to cut it to a two-score game now, down 15. Notice the first time they tried it, but this time, Brock, the two-point conversion is successful.
Just felt like they were waiting for the right opportunity to try it once again. Not only to make up for the first attempt, but establish a little confidence from this spot. And who knows, maybe we'll have a two-pointer that plays a bigger role when this thing's all said and done.
Still reeling a little after fumbling that away, but they're going to get it right back with this kickoff. So new kickoff rules. This is going to come out to the 30, not the 25 on the touchback. They're out and set. First and 10. Throwing off the play fake here. Chased out to his right. He intercepts it. That is exactly what they needed. Aziz Al-Shire has it. And the Texans have some new life in the floor. Well, he's had the kind of scoring day you love to see out of him. 3 touchdowns in the book so far. And now 3 interceptions thrown as well. Gotta do without those.
Yeah, you do. The aggressiveness has helped him find the end zone several times, but it's also led him to find defenders several times as well. You got to figure this out. It's a quarterback teeter-totter. How to dial the mistakes back while keeping that aggressive mindset as well.
A handoff from Mixon, running right. And he's only able to power this forward for about 3 yards. Second down now, 7 to go.
Here we go.
On the ground again with Mixon. And he'll get it down to the 24-yard line. It's a 4-yard pickup, and they need the same now here on 3rd down.
They'll come away happy getting that type of output on most run plays. It's a sign they're getting some good push up front, and this running back is seeing the lanes and paying them off.
Third and 4 coming up now.
Hey, uno more. Why, Tony? Hey, South.
Shotgun snap, they're going to throw. Oh, brother, it's another interception. Broken with the pick. And the Blues are going to have it after his 2nd interception of the season.
I think it's safe to say his day is beyond repair now, if it wasn't long ago. He just hasn't been reading these coverages at all, and is clearly not on the same page with his receivers. I think it really is now time to think about his confidence for future games and get him out of this ball game.
And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10.
Hey, Ron.
Interception last drive doesn't deter them. They're going right back to the air. He intercepts it. That is exactly what they needed. Kamari Lassiter with
coaches on both sidelines are preaching the same message. Take care of the ball. Not often you see back-to-back plays end in interceptions, and we're right back to where we were just a couple moments ago.
1st and 10 now from the 30.
Look the hot, look the hot. Hey! Nike Tech.
Looking to throw here and shake off that previous INT. That's complete. Here's Kirk. And he's going to get this up to the 45 before he's brought down. Moving quickly, trying to get set again.
That's good for a Houston Texans.
Here's Stroud on 1st and 10. Ooh, almost a throw that cost him. Defender had it in his hands. He dropped it. It's incomplete. 2nd down coming up.
Well, he needed another second to deliver the throw he wanted to. You got to give a lot of credit that time, Kate, to the pass rush for getting in and forcing him to dish it before he was ready.
Oh, hey. Why Tony?
We can do this, old friend.
Hey, south. Look the hot, look the hot.
Let's get some yards, boys. Defense can't stop.
Nike Tech.
2nd and 10. Stroud to throw. You know, it's great flying through the air, Brock, but problems on the business end as it falls to the ground. 3rd down coming up.
Here we go, let's go.
Get in the end zone, fellas.
Buggy. 11.
Build that momentum offense. Roll it, fellas. It's not like we can freeze the defense. We gotta make a play here.
To the air yet again. It's Stroud. That one's cut along the left sideline. Touchdown, Houston! The Texans can make it a one-score game as they trim the lead. It's a Christian Kirk touchdown, his 2nd scoring catch of the game. I love plays like this, Brock. Sometimes you just got to ask your dude, show me what you got, man. Show off those wheels, and he did just that.
Yeah, beauty in simplicity, right?
Yep.
Now, when you run that fly route, you got to win right from the jump. And you got to protect yourself from the sideline, too. Don't get pushed to the boundary. Give your quarterback room to throw it up. You can find payback.
All right, that lead cut down to 8 after that score, and the kick is away. So new kickoff rules. This is going to come out to the 30, not the 25 on the touchback. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Blown back gets the handoff. And they're going to drag him down after a decent gain. He gets up to the 36. It goes to the hurry-up offense here. Back to the well again. And he'll get it up to the 44. That one gains 7. And they'll have 1st down. Now Lawrence on the play fake. He puts everything behind this one. This is caught inside the 15. And he's in. Touchdown. The Blues have a commanding 14. Now in the 4th. On his Little for the extra point. Right down the middle. It's good. And the Blues lead by 15 now. On now is Cook to kick this away. Here's Smith on the return. And this drive will start inside the 25. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10.
All right. Out to the right, out to the right. Out to the right. Hey, Uno.
Throwing is Stroud. And that was probably their last gasp. It's intercepted. Chad Moma's got it. And the Blues take possession as he makes his 4th interception of our season.
You know, my dad was my old high school coach. He's a play caller. He's an offensive guy. And after days like this, and I remember one in particular, he'd say, son, some days peanuts, some days shells. This has been nothing but a bunch of shells for this quarterback today.
Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10.
Let's go.
From the shotgun, Lawrence. Makes the catch, but does not do it in bounds. It looks like he came down on that sideline. 2nd down coming up. Out of the gun, Lawrence. He lets a heater go deep. Middle. He's got it deep downfield. And it's caught. Touchdown. The Blues make it a 3-score game in the 4th. That was just gorgeous football right there. He saw the window, just had to wait for his guy to float toward it. And that pass fit in beautifully for the touchdown.
Kate, this is one of those moments where a quarterback's got to take his pre-snap read and make sure he confirms it quickly post-snap. And when he does, and he's got space to fit that post in, like you said, it's a thing of beauty.
Little tacks on the extra point. And the Blues grow the lead now to 22 points. On now is Cook to kick this away. Here's Smith on the return. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. They're out and set. 1st and 10.
Under. Hey, Uno Mars.
Getting right back to it after that interception. And they pick him off again. Cam Little now to attempt this field goal. High percentage look for him here from the left hash. The kick by Shudak is good. And their lead grows further to 25 points.
Yet another shot across the bow of a ship that's already sinking here, Kate. He could have made that field goal. Heck, he could have turned around and kicked it directly at his coach because it feels like they've got this one in hand.
On now is Cook to kick this away. Here's Smith on the return. And pretty solid field position starting out here, Brock. He's tackled at the 29. the drive will start out with a 1st and 10.
Ow, beside. Why Tony? Tony.
Operating from the gun, it's Stroud. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
Hey, Kate, I think we know that the quarterback's a demanding position because not only do you have to have a clock in your head, but you've got to have a spatial awareness of where you are on the field. And once you start retreating, going backward and backward and backward, you got to just sling the ball in the stands. Otherwise, well, you take a huge negative sack like that.
Trying again, following the sack. Complete to Dell. And not much doing. He stopped quickly.
It's not just imperative that a quarterback knows man or zone. Same thing for a receiver, especially on a drag route. When he sees zone coverage like that, just settle down, find the soft spot, and give your quarterback a chance.
On 3rd and long, it's Stroud. Finding Collins. And it's a nice game, but still not enough for the 1st. Desperation time here on 4th. And it falls incomplete. So the defense rises to the challenge and gives the ball back to their offense. Looks like they want to squeeze every point they can out of this game. Field goal team is out there. And he missed it. It's no good. And looking at the scoreboard, Brock, I think they can weather the miss there.
Well, there's certainly never, ever a guarantee from that distance, but that's one you'd expect to be in your kicker's range. You hate to have a drive come away with nothing, but that's exactly what happened.
The Texans set up nicely as they come up to the line, 1st and 10.
Buddy.
Now it's Stroud.